Hi, everyone. This is Bill Giannone, and welcome to today's short little webinar on tracking consumables on a large loss. One of the things that we see more than anything else that happens on these large losses is many times the consumables get overlooked. And even though they're a very small part of the overall invoice, it's very important to track them properly, because if you don't track them, then you're going to have an issue going forward with getting paid on them. So we have to make sure we track the consumables properly so that we have the ability to charge for them. And it is a vital part of good project management. So for all you guys out there running the projects out in the field, the larger the project, normally the consumables become kind of an afterthought. You're so worried about the personnel and the equipment and your day-to-day tasks and responsibilities that you kind of just leave everything on the truck, and when you need it, you go get it. Well, I'm here to tell you that it might only represent, 50 or $60,000 out of $1 million invoice, but that's a lot of money, guys. That's enough money to pay for your salary for a whole year for your owner. So let's make sure we stay on top of these things, okay? Step one in the process is find a space on the grounds of the project where you can keep the consumables. Basically, it's going to be your mobile warehouse, either an office that they've used and they're going to let you work out of, or a yard or some larger space where you're going to be able to keep all the consumables. Maybe it has to be a 53-foot truck or a 26-foot box truck that you guys bring, but all the consumables have to stay in that truck. Make sure that's the first thing you do. You establish where that's going to be. Obviously, we'd like to make it as close as possible to the work that's being done, so you guys don't waste a lot of time going back and forth every time they need to get, cases of water or chemicals for their cleaning. So let's keep it logistically, make it real simple for them. Step two, let's assign a detail-oriented person to be your warehouse manager. Basically, someone who's good with logistics. Let's make sure that they are the mobile warehouse manager, and their sole job is going to be to keep track of everything that's going on with these contents, with these consumables. You bring stuff to the job, it needs to be tracked every single day. So let's make sure we have somebody who's really good at being anal about details, who's going to do that for you. Step three is the most important. This is, you have to establish a process for tracking your inventory every day. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start the day off, and we're going to have a full, complete inventory of what we start the day with. Before anybody shows up and starts grabbing stuff for the day, we're going to make sure we know what we've got. We've got 50 cases of water. We've got 100 mops. We've got whatever we're talking about, filters. We have to have an exact count. Then during the day, we're going to make sure that anybody and everybody who wants more information and wants to get more consumables from the company is going to have to sign out for them. They're going to have to fill out a sheet that says exactly what they took. That happens all day long. That's why you need this manager there at all times. This isn't just everybody goes in and grabs what they need or what they want. If you're running an operation that way, the only thing you're going to get is chaos when it comes time to bill, because nobody's going to remember what they took. And certainly your owner or the company you're working with is going to be very upset because they've spent possibly tens of thousands of dollars that they can't recoup because you have no way to prove you used anything that you did use. Finally, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're going to have that manager go through the inventory and do an end of day inventory. That end of day inventory should be equal to the start of day minus everything that was taken. It's a great way to audit the process, but you're also going to make sure that that end of day inventory is what you're going to use to compile your daily usage sheet. You could always hand in the sign out sheets as your usage, but another way to do it is just take start of day, subtract out end of day, and then you're finishing up with exactly what was used during that day. It's a very smart process. It's a very clean way to do it. Let's make sure we do that. We have to make sure we do that end of day inventory. Now, little trick for you, if you're doing an aggressive good inventory at the end of the day, guess what that becomes? That becomes tomorrow's start of day inventory. The one step I left out, I just wanted to make sure you had those three processes down. The one step that I left out is, if you do go to the store, if you do have additional inventory for your consumables coming in from your home office to restock your own portable mobile warehouse, let's make sure we're recording that as well, because that's a change that needs to be recorded so that when it comes time to do your final billing, it shows up. Finally, step 4, take all of that paperwork, compile it together. This generates your entire consumables invoice amount. It's kind of that simple. All you're doing is taking all the day-to-day usage. You've already got a price on your T&M price list for what you're charging for these things. So it's real simple. Just take everything that was used and you've got your answer right there. Just get your consumables total, goes on to an invoice, and you're all set. I really want to thank you guys for being part of the Crest Network. I want to thank you guys for paying attention, and we'll be around with more sessions on how to help out during large loss. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.